Right now, in this country, we've been dealing with an incredible level of injustice, especially towards our black and brown communities. Police violence is a healthcare emergency, just like this pandemic. Police violence has been a healthcare emergency for quite some time now. But now with the pandemic, there's people that are going out in the streets, not only confronting the situation of the pandemic, but also basically going out in order to be able to defend the lives of their brothers and sisters. So this situation is getting to a point where we really need to take things very seriously, because we don't know what's going to happen after next Tuesday, whether or not this white supremacist government is going to want to stay in power. We don't know what's going to happen. But we do know that whoever is in power, we're going to have to hold his feet to the fire, because this situation is unsustainable. This situation cannot continue the way it has been. We cannot go back home just because our candidate might have won. We can't go back home and just pretend nothing's going on, because you know, every healthcare worker here knows that the situation is unsustainable. 82,000 people infected today, per day in the United States. What does that tell us? That tells us that the system that they created is unsustainable. I'm going to just mention one last thing here, because I'm Chilean and American at the same time. In Chile, they imposed this same system, neoliberal system, where privatization, where healthcare, if you didn't have the money, you waited in line, and many times you were already in the ground before your name came up on the waiting list. In Chile, education became privatized as well. In Chile, the inequality is to such an extent that the same retirement system that they want to impose upon us here, they imposed it upon people at the point of a gun in the middle of a dictatorship 40 years ago, and now teachers and professionals who've been putting money and contributing to their retirement, the privatized retirement accounts for 35 years, get less than minimum wage as a retirement. That's why people are also fighting in the streets there in Chile today. That's why they voted last October 25th, just now, for a new constitution. Almost 80% of the population voted for a new constitution, because that one that they had was created by the dictatorship. So here we're dealing with a situation that many of you might not know about, what it is to live under a dictatorship. But many communities of color have already been dealing with that for a long time, because they've been dealing under the gun of police brutality. They've been dealing with criminalization. They've been dealing with being put in jail. This is the country with the highest percentage of incarceration of black and brown people in the world. So we have to open our eyes, and we have to realize that as union members, as workers, as black and brown people, as white allies, and poor people all over the country, we have to realize now this is unsustainable. We need to be willing to step up, and if necessary, withhold our labor. Thank you.